Yes, no, maybe, kind of, sort of. Okay, invite another creator to co-host and reach more viewers. How do you co-host with somebody on something like this? Like, I don't have a niche, so co-hosting, you would want somebody to like be part of your stream and talking about your stuff, right? Okay, well, I think I just put that away. My bad. I know my phone's in the way of one of them. I think it's this one. Yep, that's my phone. Sorry, y'all. So yeah, I am Pratik. Thank you very much for subscribing to my Twitch for 6 months. Uh, I will always appreciate you guys doing stuff like that. Um, Donations or ideas that you guys have. Um, or if you're, I think I actually made some of my social media like a subscribed channel, like where you actually have to be subscribed to it to watch it. But I think for the most part, like especially the lives, I don't think I have any kind of like charge for that. Um, and I don't know if I have subscriber only chat in Twitch, so I apologize if that is set up like that. I don't know how. I'll have to go back and like double check the settings for that. So, um, so yeah, hope y'all are having a good Friday. 22 o'clock, right? Hey, love you. You don't have to whisper it.
No, I'm just being careful I don't say things that
Yeah. No, you're good. I don't know how it is for like each one of these social medias about PDA. I don't know how it works for that. So if you see me and my fiance hugging and giving a smoochy poo, don't get upset. Don't take it offensively. So I don't know if that's allowed on here or not, but either way. Hey, Arkansas. Hope you're having a good day. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and kick into it. I've got YouTube Live, I've got TikTok Live, and I've got Twitch Live right now. So, and I apologize for the lighting today. It's like really cloudy outside, and I have the worst lamp for this specifically. There we go. So, anyway, there's some more light. It's just not in the right area, and the angles are awful. Anyway, hey Rosner. Okay. So, hey Coach Bose, how y'all doing today? Y'all having a good day? So today's Friday. Hope y'all had an awesome week. Looking forward to the weekend. Y'all please be safe. For morning messages, I know this is the afternoon now, and I'm kind of late today getting live for doing this, but there's no specific time for me. So if y'all, just keep your eyes posted. If you see me live, come join me. If not, it's not a big deal. You can go back and rewatch later if you need to. I do try to post clips of the live streams on social media for you guys, but I'm just learning how to do this, so bear with me. So, like I said, morning messages. Today was 3 Wands Day, for a great day for expansion and progress. So if you guys come across an opportunity today, it's a really good idea to hold that for the next couple of weeks, that concept of whatever thought that came across your mind, any kind of offers that are given to you. Yes, it's great to take in the idea or to take on the concept, but hold that thought to the end of retrograde. So, but you'll start to get expansion and progress today. If you haven't already, you'll start to feel it in the next 3 days. So for live sites, like I said, I've got YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch up live today. I'm still working on getting, Facebook, Kick Live. I have gone back and forth, but I only have certain setup for certain ones. So until I can afford a multi-streamer or a multi-poster, because we already looked at pricing for that, and it's over for both of the equipment things. It's like $250 a month, which is exponential for what I'm doing. So for me to do this as free or cheap as possible, I think I'm doing a pretty good job for not having much overhead as far as cost goes into this. So when I'm doing the PDF version of what you guys are going to be working on, or for those of you who just joined me, welcome. My stream name is Eve Rife. And right now I'm doing Unschooling. So, but you guys can join me for other stuff, and also check out my other social media, whichever direction it's in. If it's on Twitch, it's in my About Me section. If it's on TikTok, it's right above my head. And for YouTube, I think you guys are, down over here. So wherever you see it at, go check it out. It is a wide range, just fair warning. And it's years and years and years and years. So, hey, Richard, Fred, Lawson, Willie, John, Coach Bose. Hope y'all are having a good day. So, yeah. Those are the live site. Weather check today. Like I said, it's a lot of overcast. 93 is the high and 70 is the low. And this week's theme is Gothic Academia. So, I actually did do my dance. Kind of like cat eye look, but it's got the purple, and it's Walmart special. Anyways, I would love to go get my nails and feet done, but it's like $200 for that too. It seems like, a dollar bill is now $100 bill, and you just throw it wherever, right? So weather check, morning routine. Actually, for those of you who got to check out my social media this morning, you got to see exactly how I woke up this morning. I actually recently trimmed my hair, dyed my hair, and styled it, and then I washed it last night, and then I let it air dry, which was a disastrous mistake on my behalf. So, hey, Perez, Michael, and Austin. So this morning I woke up with, 90s, Irish hair, and it was interesting to say the least. So, I fixed that shirt because I can't deal with it. And for those of you who actually do have curly hair, please help me. Or Irish hair, if you know what I'm talking about. So wardrobe today, I actually am getting ready to change into gym clothes. Today's gym day, so you guys will be joining me for that, at least for those of you who are on TikTok. So OOTD not showing because this is a regular outfit that I pretty much keep wearing. And media management, I again don't have OOTD today. So today's socials is Facebook fans, Pinterest, Reddit, and Quora. Those Reddit and Quora for me personally would be more of a posting site for promoting. Pinterest I can use for ads as well as links for if I have utilized my Amazon affiliate link or any other kind of a link, or my seller sites. So for those of you who have social media and seller sites, you can utilize that as an option. Hey, Butterfly. Hey, Trip. Excuse me. So those are the ones for today. Make sure you're posting story lives, monetized. Are you up to date with all the information that's getting ready to change, or if it hasn't already? I know on TikTok, we're kind of getting bombarded with information. Give it some time. Sit still, keep consistent. Okay. Until this AI wave goes by. Now, if you're wanting to ride that wave, like I said, think internationally. Don't just think locally. So, or interstellar if you can. For seller sites, me personally, I have Amazon, Whatnot, eBay, and Etsy. For y'all, if you guys have any that are a little bit more newer, let me know. Or, I just joined Whatnot. So, so review sales, make sure you're sharing your links, learn more about the platforms, add items, and then also look into live auctions. Share your links. Don't forget to share your links if you have some kind of a business going. Like I said, by the end of the year, we're trying to become entrepreneurs here. So that's the goal. That's what we're working towards. Continue on everything that you've been doing, the light touch 1% every single day. And trust me, you will get further than you ever thought possible. So today's house chores is vehicles. So before you guys go out and about this weekend, make sure your vehicles are clean, that they are, gassed up and everything, or plugged in and charged. Don't forget to charge your car. So make sure your stuff's charged. Like I said, power downs at pretty much every evening. And cleaned out, gassed up. Make sure that the vehicle's a secondary part of it is maintenance. So make sure that your vehicles are maintenance. Make sure your tires are good. Especially summertime now. We'd be burning up the roads. So just make sure that your tires are good. Always look around your vehicle before you get into it, just to make sure, especially the tires. I did actually, growing up, I had somebody that hated me so much that he put nails under my parents' tires. Because he knew that every day that we would have to leave out at a certain time or a certain cycle. And so he left nails underneath the tires. So please be careful of your surroundings, especially if you have people that are not exactly your friends. So, hey, Lopez. I don't know which that one doesn't say what your name is, but your picture is really super cute. Grace, hey. It says that you joined live through another source. I don't know. Anyway, I had to move the phone. So for those of you who are on Twitch, just got a good shake. So, so yeah, daily, monthly, yearly, make sure you're keeping up with your vehicles. That is a primary. If you do not have a vehicle, if you're getting a ride from someone, try to, keep your part. And for those of you who are working your way up to having a vehicle, today is driver's ed. I was actually going to talk about special event planning, but we're going to bypass that. So, because we don't have anything planned, even though this weekend is our anniversary, we're actually now going a different route. So, Friday, make sure that you have an ER contact list updated if it's not already done at the hospitals or the doctor's offices. Make sure your phone ER contacts, if you have an ICE contact list, in case of emergency, not the other one. So make sure you have an ICE contact list. Make sure that, in your phones, in your cars, if your cars are electronic, anywhere that if in case of an emergency that somebody can access someone close to you in case, whatever. I always promote OnStar. It personally saved my life. So I'm always going to promote that. I am not a sponsor. It worked for me. So, especially in a dead zone that absolutely nobody could get service in. And literally my life was on the line. So yeah, kudos to OnStar for that. So if you have a chance or if you're able to get some kind of services in your vehicle in case of an emergency, in case of an accident, type thing. Insurance is pretty much involved in every aspect of life now. So make sure that your insurance is covered. For those of you who are working on getting a driver's license, at least within the United States, I think you have to have insurance. Well, at least in North Carolina, you have to have insurance before you get your license. It's the dumbest thing ever. Anyways, so so when I went to go renew my license, I had to have unowners, because I don't have a vehicle, unowners insurance or non-owners insurance before I can get my license. So for North Carolina, that's an option. That's something that you have to look at. I don't know about for your state or your country, wherever you live. That's something that you're going to have to look into yourself. Another thing that we were talking about the other day was gas apps. Gas prices keep fluctuating constantly, and it's hard to keep up with it. I personally, there's always this 5-cent gap that I don't even worry about, right? But now it's it fluctuates so much that it's hard to keep up with that. And it's especially hard to keep up with that when we're talking about Tasty Tuesday's numbers, when we're going through the actual budget. Okay. So especially when we're paying it forward to ourselves or doing some kind of sinking fund in the envelope system, then we can allocate some certain amount of money towards gas. But because of the fact that that's a variable, you can't put it in a fixed account. So you have to have it separate, especially nowadays. You can round up, say, for example, if it's $2.69 a gallon, round it up to $3. I've always done that, and it's always saved my ass. So I've always round up my bills and round down my income. That gives me a little bit of a pillow to work with. Now, mind you, now I don't have an income, so it's FML, right? Hey, Sue. I cannot say your name. Celine Lacatra. Okay. And then, hey, Fathead. So, okay. I'm trying to make sure everything's good. I got like a bunch of computers set up. Anyway. So yeah, keeping up with the gas information per, wherever you're at also is really good for, I'm on a trip and then all of a sudden, oh, I'm out of gas. Where's the closest gas station? Yes, Google Maps does help you with that. That's another thing that you guys can look at too, is look a little bit more into Google Maps and find out what's available in there for you guys. Please, if you're going to go on a trip or go long distance or use an interstate of some kind, I used to work in automotive IT and I would be on the road all day long. I'm talking like hundreds of miles a day. And I would always put in my destinations before I would leave the house, because then it would tell me if there's any kind of accident ahead, even in local roads. Most of the time, an accident will happen within 3 to 5 miles of your own home. That's what happened to me. I was on my way home from work one night, got a hair, and had a wreck. So, and it really wasn't that far from my house. It just happened to be in a dead zone. So yeah. Gas apps have those available for you for pricing wise, for you to look at in case, run out of gas or something. You want to look at the closest area, or maybe you have like an app that, like a Earnify app that you can use along with your Amazon Prime. I know during 4th of July, they had $1 off per gallon, for anybody who was able to utilize that. That was awesome. Hey, Nakeem, and Keenum. I think that's like NK Enum, maybe. I don't know. I can't say y'all's stream names. So yeah, gas apps, new car reviews of maintenance was another conversation that we were going to talk about. I'll be honest with you, the vehicles that I grew up with versus the vehicles that are out there now, I'm going to have to relearn how to drive because of the vehicles. There's so many buttons and there's so many different things. And if I got an electric vehicle or like a Tesla or something like that, I wouldn't even know where to start. I'd probably lock myself in the damn thing. So, and probably end up having like, I don't know, Baby Shark blasting on the radio and I couldn't figure out how to turn it off, like that would be a nightmare. I got stuck in a vehicle on a family trip home with my kids. And all they sang for 3 freaking hours was the Yellow Submarine. 3 hours. And if you stopped, if you made them stop, they'd start crying. If you turned off the song, they'd start crying, screaming, crying, not even a little bit. And it was 4 of them. So it was like, okay. Anyway. So yeah, let's not have that happen again. Although that was probably a memory that I'll never forget, and very glad for it. So, but yeah, new vehicles are going to have more sensors in them. They're going to have a lot more little doohickeys and accessories and stuff because that's where all the money is. So what's going to happen with that, especially with the insurance? Well, insurance is kind of in bed with the manufacturer now. And so all of your vehicles, if they're not going to already drive themselves back to the dealership, you're going to have to go back to the dealership or even push it further than that, the manufacturer themselves, to have the vehicle worked on because of, the engines are going to be completely encased. You're going to have special tools to work on that engine. Oh, no, you don't even have the qualifications at your shop to work on that engine. It's already been separated up. If you talk to anybody in the automotive industry, they're going to tell you, like, it's been separated up for years. It's just getting umbrellaed and corporatized now, more so than it ever has been before, which puts mom and pop shops out of business, even though it's not out of business because it's umbrellaed by the corporation. And the insurance feeds the business to the shop, the guarantee business. Problem is, you have to stay on those specifications, which constantly change. So yeah, instead of it being a blessing, it ends up being a curse, and you can't get rid of it. So it's like glitter. And it's involved in everything as far as the aspects of your business. It may look exactly still like your shop, but it's not your shop anymore. So, and for anybody who's in automotive will tell you the same thing. So, hey, Ziana. So and like I said, as far as the newer cars, I could show you a vehicle, but it's not going to matter because there's so many different types of vehicles that are out there now. All I can say is for anyone who is, let's just say, like 20 to 40 range, if you can learn how to drive a manual, I highly suggest you do that. It's going to be a dying art. But if you can drive a manual vehicle, or not automatic vehicle, no, manual. Yeah. So, most vehicles are going to be going to automatic, if not autonomous, which selfless driving, is scary to me also. But, for the most part, you guys are going to be able to get in the vehicle. It's going to be automatically set to all of your temperature controls, your leg controls, your body, your seats. It's probably going to offer you a drink at some point. Like all the seats are going to face in, like the old school vans back in the day where they had a little table pop up in the center for, game time while you're on the road. That's how cars are going to be. I mean, think about like iRobot and stuff like that. There was another one that was like an older one, like Judge Dredd or something like that. I think it was Judge Dredd, where he had a classic car, and it was like such a rarity. Same movie. I think it's the same movie as Taco Bell is the only restaurant in the whole world now, and all they serve is like pills. I don't know what movie it is. Y'all tell me because I can't remember. But yeah, so I mean, it's going to be a relearn for all of us who've not been in this, era. I mean, the future kind of just got thrown at us. It's stuck like spaghetti on the wall at this point. We're done. We're ready for the future, right? That's the way that the universe is kind of like pushing us towards. So, so just keeping up with the information that is available to you. Also keep on looking at, like, say, for example, concept vehicles. So this way you can get an idea of what the idea is pushing forward, as well as, some of the understanding of the mechanics behind old school vehicles, right? A lot of the newer vehicles are not going to be made the same way as the older vehicles. You're also going to look at other options for resources to drive said vehicles. Like, for example, you're going to use minerals now. You're going to use air. You're going to use water. You're going to use other resources besides gas electricity. There's going to be other vehicles that are going to be made that are going to be different sources. Okay. And they're going to be from all over the world. You're going to hear about things that are just going to be mind blowing to you. Hey, Apple user. So, just keep your eyes peeled to the updates of the new stuff that's coming on. And, you can only do what you can do. For most of us, we're still all stuck in, like, the past for the most of us. Unless you are able to purchase new vehicle, then that's something that you'll have to look into. They always give you a vehicle maintenance or a vehicle like manual with your vehicle. And if they don't have one with it, then that's something that you might be able to look up. But you want to try to know a little bit more about your vehicle before you, like, everybody wants to get in the car and take off, right? Especially when you first get a vehicle, you're just like, I want to travel the world. But a lot of times, we get into a vehicle and we start driving on it, and then next thing you know, something happens. And we don't really know how to respond to that. Maybe we've never been in that scenario before, or we never even heard of something like this happening before. A lot of us are sheltered. And so most of us, we learned through experience, like firsthand. So as much as you can be proactive in your own existence is best, naturally. Hey, Jay and Bobby. New car reviews, maintenance, make sure that your vehicle, what your vehicle might need, especially before going on long trips. I know a lot of you guys have summer vacation right now. Some of you guys are getting ready to go on a trip this weekend, maybe, or maybe you're just driving home. You just don't want to get stuck in traffic again. So, and you don't want to get stuck in traffic and then all of a sudden your AC kicks out. Baby.
Yeah, it's one of those people on scooters.
Oh. Okay, well he's here in the front door.
Yeah, I
so
know.
Okay. So like I said, emergency situations, which is next. We're going to talk about a little bit more about severe weather. Like I said before, about having an emergency bag in your back, in your vehicle, is not just for, weather. It's not just for vehicle safety, but it's also for your safety. So make sure that you're keeping like a blanket if it's cold weather, or water. Like just one water jug would probably do well. Like a bag with like first aid kit, jumper cables, which we always forget, some kind of jack for your vehicle, and the thing to take the lug nuts off. So I'm so stupid, don't mind me. So a lug nut wrench. Anyway, so make sure that for those of you who have some kind of a service for your vehicle, like I don't know if they still have like AAA and stuff like that. Roadside assistance is part of your insurance. Yes, it's going to bring it up. It's going to cost more. But in case of that scenario happening, it's better to have it than to not have it. So, and I know none of us want to pay for something that we don't really use, right? I know for myself, I've gotten suckered into subscription for the dumbest stuff, and then come to find out like 6 months later, I paid like $100 into something that I don't even use. So I mean, that's something that you'll have to decide for yourself as to what whatever. Hey, Estuardo. Severe weather, especially like winter scenarios. A lot of us were running into severe weather in areas that we really didn't even think of before, like tornadoes and hurricanes and flooding and volcanoes and earthquakes and certain scenarios in life that we didn't even think, about being a reality. Now all of a sudden is right here in our face. So, and especially scenarios when you're driving around and about, and then all of a sudden you end up in a protest. That's a very dangerous situation. So having something in your vehicle that can kind of help you and protect you at least a little bit in whatever scenario that you end up being in, it's always best to have a little bit of something, right? I suggest perishable snacks. Like I said, a gallon of water would probably be just fine. Even if your vehicle overheats, you can still use that water for it. Toilet paper or wipes of some kind, because so or accidents happen. So I always kept baby wipes in my vehicle because of the fact that most of the time the kids ended up spilling something. But that's just me. So and be careful with that, because anything liquid can get super hot. I personally recommend and have always recommended those little rain guard things on your windows, not just for the rain guard, but also to kind of leave your window open just to crack, just to get that heat out. Because, oh my God, I don't know what's worse than to get in a hot vehicle than to be stuck in one, right? That'd be horrible too. So emergency situations, what happens if your car locks on you and you're stuck in your vehicle, right? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, severe scenarios like, say, for example, you run off the road into a lake. It's happened before. How are you going to get out of the vehicle? So I want you guys to start looking at, okay, yes, you have your baseline for you're going to learn about the DMV. You're going to get your license, all this stuff, right? You got your insurance. Maybe you got a vehicle now. Okay, great. You've learned and read from the manual. You have a bit of an understanding of the vehicle. Now you're going to go out on the road. Okay, well, now I've got to get gas. You find the gas, you get it. Your vehicle's packed. You're ready to go. And then you get out on the road, and then either GPS runs out or... Oh, what's good?
There's a different one. He was saying $150 every 3 months. And he can't speak English that well either, so I was trying to listen to him straight from India. But I asked him, I said, you familiar with another guy? His name was Gabe. He came out from Belmont.
Different company.
Yeah, but
They're going out in force around here, aren't they?
I don't even know where he's from. I asked him if he was from affiliated with that same group of people.
I don't know.
But he was into more ants and spiders than they were about
Anything
roaches.
else?
Yeah. But I said, I got a roach problem right now. But he said, for a bigger package deal, $150, and I can come out tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what happened with it.
You got a lot of door-to-door salesmen around here.
Well, that may be.
And they're all kids.
Yeah, probably.
That's so crazy to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all for free enterprise.
For water. He asked me to throw that away for him. I mean, you know, if it weren't for the, you know, I don't even know anything about these people. They just throw a price out there. I'll be out here tomorrow. I may never see him again. He's got your $150.
I wonder if that's scam too.
I don't know, but either way,
because they're getting really tricky with this stuff now.
Yeah, your money, and I just got my.
I thought door-to-door sales was illegal. I guess I'm on another planet or something. Who knows? Anyway.
We'll need to go ahead and get another couple of those things. Hot shots.
Mm-hmm.
Because those two aren't enough. I think put them in different locations and cover more territory. He says we will spray there and it will make the roaches.
The comment that the last kid made was what really kind of got me is like, oh, well, if they don't sign up, then I'll just put roaches in their property.
Yeah, but he didn't say that.
Yeah, he did. Oh. I was like, wait, what?
But he said, we'll go out here and we'll spray this stuff.
And then after he left is when it got real bad.
But listen, he said that they would spray like 30 feet away from the house.
Up to. Well, that's a road.
I know it, but then he said they come from a little up here and up to this point on your house. Or something. I don't know.
Yeah, 6 feet maybe.
So, I don't have the money, but I want to continue our little thing that we got.
Shopping. Yeah.
I mean, that. Need to figure out how to do it.
Gotcha. Anyway. Hey, Estuardo, Chris, Cindy, and Witch Doctor. Hope y'all are having a good day. So yeah. Okay. So anyway, on that note, y'all already know about the issue that we've been fighting this stuff for like months now. So, okay. So back to what I was saying. Severe weather. Keep your eyes peeled. Another reason for the GPS is rerouting for accidents and in case if there's like a landslide. You know, it's kind of weird for me to have to say this to y'all, but I'm like legit when I'm saying like this is stuff that's actually happening right now and it's all over the world. I'm not just saying it to just America. I'm saying this to the world. I mean, fissures are opening up and towns are getting evacuated. You know what I mean? Like if your town all of a sudden gets evacuated, do you have a plan for that? Or do you just follow the evacuation route? They're going to tell you to follow the evacuation route. There's going to be people on the back roads. There's going to be people on every road. You know, if they're not walking, they're going to be driving or on a bicycle or scooter or whatever they can get to get away from wherever they're at, right? So have you ever driven in a situation when there's evacuation happening? I haven't, other than Wilmington when the riots happened the first time during the BLM riots that were happening. Yeah, we left Wilmington right as that started. So, and we had to drive the whole South Carolina border to avoid the Raleigh, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Statesville riots that were going to be happening also. So we had to drive the border of South Carolina and come up from Charlotte. Hope to God that we missed the Charlotte thing and any other one past that. And we finally got home, but it was another like extra hour getting back or two. You know, so that's gas money. That's learning a new road that I've never been on before in my life. And I was in a vehicle that, you know, it was an 88. It was a boat. So we're driving down the interstate like this. And I didn't have air shocks. It was just my shocks were that bad. So we're just bobbing along down the interstate. Anyway, good memories, right? So yeah, ER bag, make sure you have in your vehicle, make sure your ER bag in your vehicle has some kind of safety equipment in it, whether it's personal safety on your keychain, on your belt, on your purse. Purse accessories are getting really popular now, or even on your cup. I know that's going to sound stupid, but everybody's carrying a cup now. We need to have cup accessories, okay? And one of those cup accessories need to be a safety item. Trust me. You'll be glad I told you. So yeah, today's going to be a short stream, by the way. It's only going to be about an hour, so that's my thought.
What you looking for that yesterday? You said a little
Probably. I just sit on the bench. Hey, Simi. So yeah. Is that live? Yeah. Let's see. If your area offers defensive driving as an option, you guys can look into that. Hey, Rilla. Hey, thanks for the likes. That's awesome. Thank you. So, all right. So we talked about social sites. We talked about the weather. We talked about seller sites, house chores, which is vehicles today. Special event planning. For those of you who, I did kind of skip by that, but for those of you who are going to be doing something this weekend, I suggest taking some time today and kind of like reviewing all of that, just to kind of just touch base with it. If there's other people involved, or if maybe you need to do something before you leave. I know it's kind of chaotic, especially if you're going to be going on a trip for the weekend and like you leave work and then you have to like rush and do everything when you get home. I personally would always leave for work and I'd tell the kids like, okay, we'll be ready when I get back because we're going to go to the beach or whatever. And, they wouldn't believe me. So I'd get back and then they wouldn't be even ready. And I'm like, I've been at work for like hours. So, but yeah, we'd have to hurry up, rush, pack everything real quick and then get in the van and leave. So, but yeah, anyway, hey, Kachita, hey, Jason. And so it's like, just a little bit of proactivity, and that always helps. Especially, when you're dealing with rush hour, trying to get through that, gas stations are a nightmare, especially after work. Or like say, even on the weekends, there's just more people out. So, we get caught up in what we're doing. We're so distracted in our minds. We have all of these things on our mind, and then we're just trying to get there, and we're stressed out and we're tired. And next thing you know, you got a wreck. So, and then that just adds to it. So, being a little bit more proactive and having some things under control before you leave is always best. But, I understand that not all of us have that capability in certain scenarios. So, I always say to try to leave an umbrella in your car, and I don't mean the little pop-up kind. I mean the long stem kind, because that can be used as a weapon. Just in case. So don't tell people that I told you that. Hi, Internet. Also lost a tooth the other day, because that happens when you get older. So, especially when you don't take care of your teeth when you're younger. Anyway, so what was I going to say? Oh, gym. So, gym situations for us personally, the 30-pound down challenge is, you guys will be able to see that here in a little while. Hey, SS. So 30-pound down challenge, currently sitting at 217 this morning because I ate a whole pizza yesterday. Yeah, this whole like self-control thing is a challenge for me. So we did talk about gym safety the other day, and it does go hand in hand with the vehicle safety. Like I said, if you don't have a gym that you go to, or if you're at the gym and you have to drop your bag for some reason, this is why I always say for you to have a vehicle emergency kit with the safety equipment in it. In case if you do not have a gym bag, or if you do not have access to the gym bag, which already has all those things in there because it's the same exact thing as your emergency bag, at least then you have something in your vehicle that you can, get a hold of and use. So, gym safety, we did talk a lot about that yesterday, or the last day that I streamed, so I'm not going to get too much into that. But make sure that you check the surroundings of your vehicle, or you have, go with a buddy. If it's dark, make sure that the employees are able to see you get to your car safely, especially if you're the last person out. I highly suggest not working out at night, but if you have to, you have to. So also, that's my personal push for gyms to be a little bit more proactive in the safety of their customers, or any business that is, for their parking lots, as well as, making sure that the safety of the people while they're in the facility, because crazy shit happens every single day now. And so, and it's everywhere. It's not just, oh, well, it's just in the city. No, it's not. It's everywhere. And so don't think that you're invincible, or, not able for anything bad to happen to you or to your family members or to your town or city or wherever you live. Right. So, so just, kind of be a little bit more aware of your surroundings is really more so the point of what I'm saying here. So gym for us is a regular routine plus one. We've upgraded a hydration, as well as tried to cut down on sugars, but I'll be honest with you, carbs are kicking my ass. So, hey Carol, hey Betty. So yeah, it's been a challenge. So less carbs, less sugars, still more water, always more water. Plus now we have protein mix. So plus protein, plus pump, plus veggies, because I'm enforcing veggies on Jeff, even though he drinks the powder shit. You want to ingest as much living energy as possible is my concept. So I'm just going to stick with that. So, so for thrifting today, I don't know if we're going to, here lately we haven't been. I'm just going to put a 0 mark for retrograde, because anything that we do get, it's probably going to mess up or get broken, or just not, we're going to buy it and not use it or something like that. So, or if it's electronics, it's not going to work properly. Might burn the house down, who knows? So just be careful, of purchases from now to the middle of August, especially contracts. For those of you who are contract based, any contract that you make from now to the middle of August, there's a possibility of it backtracking. Okay. So keep that in mind. If you were forced and don't have a choice but to sign on that dotted line, just know that there is a high possibility of a lot of consequences coming with that signature. So just fair warning. But like I said, today's 3 of Wands, so it's expansion in progress. So don't completely kick it out as a possibility. I would just be very wary of it. Supper tonight, I actually made homemade tomato sauce, and legit from tomatoes that I grew in my yard. No pesticides, no nothing. So this is actually organic freaking tomato sauce that I made by scratch this morning. So I'm really super excited and looking forward to eating supper tonight. So yeah. Also basil that I grew by myself. What else did I put in there? Peppers I grew by myself. I don't know if I can call it organic though, because it's a meat sauce. Well, the meat's organic. I mean, well, I can't prove that it's not 3D printed. Anyway. Hey, Deep. I'm just going to say that. So yeah, I'm excited about eating that. Pasta, carbs, you know. I keep saying it. In the recipe, it called for sugar in the sauce, and I was like, first of all, I'm trying to cut back my sugars, and second of all, any Italian woman will tell you, don't you dare. That is an abomination. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And unfortunately, I have to do dishes. I'm seriously highly considering getting Jeff like a tabletop, like a countertop dishwasher, because I don't want to do dishes ever. And he does them all the time, and I feel so bad. I'm not talking about you, I promise. Lies. Anyway.
Well, if you're talking about me, I guess I get somebody else to work.
My dunce cap came on. What? No, I was talking good about you, so don't worry about it.
Well, that's good.
This time.
Because you're the love of my life.
This time.
You hear me?
Yes, I love you too. This has been a challenge, hasn't it? Past little bit.
Anything worth having is always worth.
Definitely a big transition and change in lifestyles. Y'all continue to pray for me and my children and Jeff and my parents and my friends and everybody in the world. I think we all kind of need prayers right now, whatever you believe in. If you don't believe in anything, just send me good vibes. So, tonight I'll probably, I did do a collection live from the garden. So I think tonight, if it doesn't rain, I don't know if it's going to now. It looked like it wanted to all day. I'll end up probably having to water the plants. I do need to clean up around the base of them though, because they are kind of getting inundated, and I do need to trim tops because they're just getting too big now. They're just everywhere. I have more tomatoes than I know what to do with at this point. So if y'all need tomatoes, I will happily ship them to you. I'll put them in a box and send them to you. I don't care. Are you allowed to send tomatoes like that, like through the mail? Could you imagine getting a box of tomatoes? Like just random. I'm just going to pick a random address and just send them a box of tomatoes. No return address. So if you get a random box of tomatoes, I'm just kidding. It costs too much. Anyway. So let's see. Trim tops. I already fertilized, so I don't have to do that again. But I do need to turn the fertilizer. So bucket. Chuck it in a bucket. Hey, Crystal and Baby Bird. So nightly routine tonight is slugging, whole body, everything, right? I've been doing like a oiling routine for my hair. And like I said the other day, I think it was yesterday, I trimmed a little bit of it and I tried to cut off some of the dead ends that did not work very well. I have over fried my hair so much. It's not even funny. Y'all help. So, so yeah, if you guys have any, like advice beauty wise for me, it'd be great. So I know paperback, right? Anyway, so another thing too is, I found these, pretty neat little oil tubes at Dollar General. I know y'all are just instantly like, ew. But and I could be wrong, but the name of the company is Softy. And it's like a mango oil. And man, that stuff is stout. I love it. I end up, I think it's hair and body oil, but like, I think it's more for hair. I don't know. But I've been using it on my feet, on my arm, like my entire body. And I swear this stuff is awesome. I love it. I'm pretty sure that there is other products out there that are really great too. But like I said, here we start from 0 or negative. So cheap as free as possible, which quality wise, you always have to look at that too, because it's going on your skin. It's going to be absorbed into your body. We're completely constantly surrounded by chemicals at all times. So pick and choose your chemical, right? Try your best not to do any kind of plumping anything unless it's right before an event. If you think about your skin much like a balloon, eventually that balloon's elasticity is not going to be there anymore. And it's going to look all wrinkly and saggy and oof. So the least amount of plumping as possible. I know a lot of you guys use plumpers for your lips and stuff on a daily basis. Your lip line is going to get so wrinkly. Like you're going to have one of those old lady faces that are going to be like, you know what I mean? Like if you do that and put makeup on it and then the regular, you'd see what I'm talking about. That's what it's going to look like when you get older. So if you took makeup right now, right? Let's just say, for example, you put lotion all over your face, right? And you scrunch up your face in every single angle that you possibly could and just put that makeup over your entire face, right? Scrunch every area, right? Like, so like right in here, right here, all through here, all that stuff. Put all that makeup all over your face and then relax your face. And every single line that you see in that makeup is what your face is going to look like when you get older. Unless you do something about it.
Botox.
I mean, yeah, there is always that option later on down the road, but you don't want to get Botox like when you're young, I don't think. I mean, some people do, but it's expensive. I mean, there's deals and stuff, but for the most part, that stuff's expensive as hell. Yeah. Hey, Dan. So, yeah, I would try to, I'm 43. I think I look pretty good for 43.
Amen.
Thank you, baby. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I've got wrinkles. You know, I've got hair growing places I don't want to. And, you know, I got the hello goodbyes. I got scars and stretch marks and cellulite in places I don't want it. You know what I mean? I got the double, triple, quadruple chin at this point. So, you know, I'm not perfect, but that's okay. I'm still me. And that's all I'll ever be. And I'm just going to be happy with that. You know, I used to worry a lot about, like, you know, I still do kind of worry about how I look and stuff. Clearly I do. But there's a part of me that when I did a photo shoot after my accident, it was actually the first photo shoot that I did. Well, no, second photo shoot that I did professionally, but the first time I ever did a bikini photo shoot on the beach, and it was very vulnerable for me. It was very vulnerable. I loved it. I enjoyed every minute of it, other than like when some dude came and asked the other girl for her snap and walked right past me. It's all good. Anyway, guess what you get to miss out on? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it was really eye-opening scenario when I got those pictures back. Because in my mind, I look like a completely different person than I do from what you guys see. I don't see me. I see another person, like on the screen right now. That's not me to me. What you guys see, that's not me. So, whatever, right? The person that I see is way better, naturally. But it's like, if I see me in the mirror, it's like this alter ego that doesn't, like, that's, my brain doesn't register that that's me. Like, I see it, I acknowledge the fact that this is what you see, right? But the person that I'm looking at, in my mind, this is not it. So I try to make this look as close to what's in here as possible. So, hey, David Gonzalez. I mean, do you guys have that situation too, where like you look in the mirror and you're just like, oh shit, what the fuck is that? Oh, that's me. Damn. Okay. What? Do a double take, you know? And there was a period of time, like I didn't even have a mirror. I didn't see myself on camera. You know, I didn't look at myself in the mirror for a long time. I absolutely hated the person that was in the mirror. Like, I didn't even want to look at her anymore. Like, she was there, But the reality in my own mind was that that's not who I am. That's not what I look like. I embody who I imagine, like what I imagine I look like. So my personality that you get to experience is a projection of my own mind. So if I lived my life based off of what I look like, even though my brain does not register that, I would be living a completely different life. See what I'm saying? I may not make sense to a lot of you. Hey, Big Handsome, how are you? Big Handsome Briscoe. Sorry, I can't read the screen. And there is still nobody on my YouTube. I am so disappointed in y'all. I mean, Twitch, I already knew I was only going to have one viewer. I got 43 already on TikTok, and it's only been an hour. So, and I've just been talking random nonsense for the most part. So y'all are awesome. But so yeah, I mean, it all depends on what do you see yourself as. What energy do you feel when you go about your day that is like just emanating from you? Like, do you have a false mask on? What, the definition is where we put this persona on us, like a secondary exterior shell to protect our vulnerable selves from all the insecurities that are within ourselves. We block that from the world. So that's what's called masking, is when you put on a happy face, but you're really not happy at all, but you just don't want to tell anybody. Or you don't want to ruin the mood or have a bad day, or you don't want to give that to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of us are the type of person that we don't want to be the ugly guy. So we're going to always be nicey nice and, never disagree, because either A, we personally experienced that a lot in our own lives and we just don't want to deal with it at work, or maybe vice versa at home, or, just in general, in public, there's a lot of aspects of that. So there are a lot of times that we end up putting this like persona in front of everybody of what we think that they want to see. So this way we can fit in, or we can, make things a little bit more smoother, or maybe I can feel cool by doing this, and, whatever reasoning. So, it's hard to be authentic when you really don't even know yourself. So, try your best to kind of sit in that energy for a little while of, who am I really? And, not what the world sees of me, but who am I to the world? See what I'm saying? Because we're so used to getting that information given to us at all times, right? We have the internet, we've got, TV shows, we've got celebrities, we've got, politicians, whatever you idolize in a sense, to look up to start behaving like, right? To utilize that as a source of information for us to lead towards. But then we forget, okay, well, do I really like that? You start questioning yourself, like, especially as you get older, you'll start to question yourself a lot. Because everything that you liked before, you may or may not like that as you get older. See what I'm saying? Like, we evolve on a constant basis. So whatever you like now, you may or may not like when you get older. It may not even be in existence, or vice versa. Things that are not in existence now, they will be later, and then you'll pick that up, right? Like I said, as far as going down that DNA train of life, you pick pieces of your life as you go, right? You pull in information, you give out information through your DNA, through your expression of self, and whatever that may be. And that could change day to day. That could change hour to hour, depending on if, whatever your mood is. For some of us, we stay stuck in this constant, right? What the world expects of us, a lot of us are stuck on uniforms. So we go to work because that's what we're told to do. So we go to work, we work, and then, a lot of times you wear a uniform, and then you go home and like make supper, and then like do the rest of your stuff for your day. kind of thing, right? You get stuck in this cycle where you're constantly doing that, and you're looking forward to the weekend, or you're looking forward to your next day off. But your next day off is not a day of rest. It's a day to do the rest of everything that you didn't do when you were working. So it's like you're never stop that never ending cycle of giving energy, constantly giving energy. Like you're at work and you're giving energy to work, and you're giving energy to coworkers, and you're giving energy to clients and stuff like that. When you go home, you're with your family, or you're alone, and you're just, you're giving energy to the dishes, to the laundry, to the things that you have to do on a daily basis, or like maybe your vehicle, like I said earlier, as far as maintenance wise, and you're giving all this energy up, and we always forget about self. And that's why I say you have to take that 10% off the top. You have to be in self-care mode at all times, because literally no job gives a shit whether or not you're alive or not. They're always going to replace you. You are completely replaceable at all times. From every aspect of your life, you are completely replaceable. And I hate to say that, but it's the truth. So be very, very aware that everything that you're doing right now is part of your life, and these are your choices to do these things. Okay. Yes, I understand that there's outside laying circumstances that are involved. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the heart. That's awesome. Thank you. Hey, Kennedy, or Kendi, sorry, Jan. So, try, like I always say, try your best to be as authentic as possible, but it's difficult. Very, very difficult. And even for myself, like being vulnerable and coming live and talking about stuff, like anything, everything, it's hard to do that. As a viewer, I'm sure you guys, see people, you see influencers, or just people every day, they're doing their thing, or maybe they're doing a faceless stream, or, whatever it is, right? Whatever you watch, and you watch them. And I get this all the time, especially people like telling me all the time, like, oh, I'm too shy to do this, or, oh, I don't know if that's for me. Totally fine. But taking that first step literally is the hardest thing. And it is just as simple as pushing a button. Or it's just as simple as making the decision to do it. And that's what I did. I made the decision to start doing it. And I was literally in that 10x10 crying my eyes out most of the time. I'm live on the stream and Twitch. For those of you who have been on my Twitch, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's not something that, is easy to do for a lot of people. So when you are the type of person that's like introverted, or maybe you just don't feel comfortable, or you're not real sure because of lack of information, which induces fear, which is a deep-seated fear that it's not a reality. It's not even there yet. It's an anxiety from a future event that hasn't happened yet. You're afraid of the future. And you can't be afraid of the future when you're wanting to bring the future to you. So, hey, SBD. Or SBK, sorry. So, I mean, it's like, you don't have to do any of these things. You don't have to be on social media. You don't have to show your face. You don't even have to talk. For the most part, a lot of you guys, you can either utilize AI, which, yeah, it's very much prevalent right now. Or you could do faceless, or you could just, whatever you do, whatever, it doesn't matter. I really do want you guys to look at these opportunities for you to take pictures, take videos, do live streams, do events, work in your community, work with your community of people. And for the influencers that are out there today, I highly suggest that you start influencing people towards doing something better for not only themselves, but for other people too. One of the main things that made me so interested in streaming in the first place was the community. It was the camaraderie that I experienced the first time I ever went live. And the first time I ever went live was with Lackadaisical. It wasn't even my stream. I was a guest. Granted, that stream went really crazy really fast because I didn't understand what it was. So I kind of embarrassed myself the first time I ever went streaming. But yeah, it wasn't even my own stream. I was a guest. So if you have to kind of like take that first step and like be a guest in the background, so be it. Whatever you want to do. But I really do want you to use this in a way to record current history, record your life. Get as much information on your own life as possible. Because, and I've said this before on the stream and I'll keep saying it, you're going to wish you had more pictures. You're going to wish you had more videos. You're going to wish you had more memories and time. And I know it seems a little annoying in the background to have a camera facing at all times. I know my kids, you know, there for a period of time, they were just like, oh my God, it's so horrible. I don't even want to be part of this anymore. Like, please stop. You know, like it gets like that. And the thing is that when you're the type of person that streams, or you're the type of person that's an influencer or whatever you're trying to get into social media, it's very consuming. Okay. So the behind the scenes that you don't see on the most part is learning the programs. It's figuring out how they work electronically. And for most of you guys, comes as second nature. But for those of us who've never been in it before, this is all brand new, and it's a lot to learn when you first get into it. I personally bombarded myself and kind of like overdid it a little much, but you know, that was my goal. My goal was to learn as much as I possibly could about all social media, all monetizable, anything. Because that was the goal. That was the way I was leaning. I was leaning towards making as much money as possible while I'm sleeping. And so that way I could provide for me and my kids at the time when I first started this. And now, yes, things have changed, and like, you know, scenarios are different now. And my stream is different now. So we've evolved and we've moved in different areas, but my goal is still the same. My goal is to make this to where every aspect that I touch has some kind of monetary attachment to it. So this way, if I decide to stop doing one, I still have other options, because I promise you, you get blacklisted, which happens to a lot of people. Okay. If you get blacklisted, you cannot get a job anywhere. Anywhere. I don't care if it's freaking McDonald's. They will not hire you. Okay. And I am blacklisted. So for the past 5 years, I have not been hired by someone other than through someone that I knew. And that was pushing it. Okay. That was fast food also. So going from an $80,000 a year job, traveling the world, not traveling the world nationally, to nothing, losing my house, losing my cars, almost losing my kids, you know, it was a nightmare. And then on top of that, I could not get off the ground for nothing. I could not make anything monetized for 5 years. So me leaning into social media, I had no other choice but to do this. So, and on top of that, this is something that is a passion project for me. It's not just something that I do just to have fun. Yes, I mean, yeah, I do enjoy it. But I do this not just for me. I do this for y'all. So even if you guys only watch for 1.5 seconds and you scroll to the next, if you have any bit of information that you get out of that 1.5 second scroll that is beneficial to you, I'm on it. Right. So, and like I said, you know, nobody ever wants to listen to mom. You know, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Oh my God. She's drilling us information again. She's homeschooling again. I've heard this for years. My kids are sick of hearing it. They're sick of seeing social media. Actually, one of them doesn't even want to go on social media at all, probably because of all of the social media that I did. So yeah, I mean, and then that also files suit into, now that my kids are getting older, same thing for y'all. Are you allowed to keep their social media? Are you allowed to keep posting on your social media once they become adults? Because now they have the option to say whether or not, I mean, don't get me wrong, they kind of did the entire time, but now they really do have the option to say, okay, I don't want any of my pictures on here, and you have to comply. So, and you can actually get sued for that. Scary. Scary. Parents are getting sued for giving birth to their children without their permission. Okay? No, I'm not joking. Go Google the shit. We appreciate what you do. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I hope it's beneficial. I mean, it's been beneficial for me personally. And yes, I know I talk a lot and I don't really get a chance to show you, the behind the scenes of me actually doing it because either A, I don't have the proper equipment that can handle that kind of thing, like the multi-screen and the, the stuff that most people have access to. So, and on top of that, like, I really don't know how to do that in here yet. I do see that there is a split view, but for me to be able to share my screen without it being a lot of personal information, and this is a lot of viewers. So it's kind of touchy for me right now. I'm still in the process of learning how to do this where you guys actually get to see the behind the scenes of the behind the scenes. So, like me posting or making an ad, making a thank you, or, doing the social media sites where there's seller sites, like I do the background. Maybe I should do a live stream for an auction on here. Who knows? I try to keep all of that stuff separate now that I understand a little bit more about how every single aspect of this is like interconnected with each other, which I didn't really fully understand before. And I still kind of don't really fully understand, but I'm trying to get a little bit more streamlined towards a specific goal. Whereas before it was a little more spray and pray. So yeah, anyway. So if you go back through my social media, fair warning, it's a little racy. But again, it's because a lot of the stuff that I talk about is, yes, 18 plus, but all of my advice is for any age.
For sure, dude.
Okay. So, okay. So yeah. And I actually did start doing this unschooling as part of my own children's unschooling. So, this whole thing has not just been me. It's at one point in time, it was my kids. It was, my family was involved in it. And I really enjoyed that those memories, I'm never going to forget those memories, and I hope that they don't either. I hope that they are able to be, in memory of that and think good things, So, am I on another live? Yes, I am live stream. Oh, snap. I'm live streaming right now on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Twitch currently. I'm live streaming through 3 different cameras. So usually when you go to multi-stream is what it's called. There's usually like a third-party application, much like for that on YouTube I'm using right now, is called StreamYard, is one option. There are other options out there for third-party streaming, like Streamlabs. Right now I'm using TikTok Live Studio, but I don't know of other ones. There are other multi-streaming programs out there, but they're very expensive. Okay. They didn't used to be, but now because social media and especially TikTok and like all this other stuff is getting monetized and it's becoming more prevalent, they know that you need them. So the price has gone through the freaking roof in the past 5 years. When I first started StreamYard, it was only like, I want to say maybe $20 a month, $15-20 a month for everything. And now it's $80 a month for everything. It's only 8 locations, and that's on sale, by the way. So it's like $150 a month for a multi-streaming program. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to be paying that much unless I have some kind of an investment, like a business plan, which we're working on for the next 5 months. So coming into the next year, I plan on having a business baseline. So this way I could utilize that instead of my own resources, which right now is limited, if not any at all. So, hey, PC. Hey, meh. So yeah, I multi-stream from different angles, so it's not the same exact content, but it kind of is. So yeah, I have several channels, so to speak. I mean, it really all is in the wording, but so yeah, this is streaming live on multiple streams right now. And I will be transferring this information from Twitch to YouTube, even though I'm live on YouTube right now. I will be getting the clips from my live from TikTok and posting them on my TikTok as well as other social media sites later. Also, any kind of pictures and content that I had previously, I can now post that as future ads or referencing, thank yous or linkages or whatever out there. So the past 5 years is not in full void. It's just sitting there in limbo. So because of the fact that I just started working this as a process, it's not fully implemented yet. Like I said, we're still working on this for the next 5 months and we're going to be perfecting it. But I want to have the PDF done by the end of the month. And that's not working very well. So I'm trying to streamline as much of this as possible. So this way, the hour or the 2 hours that I get to stream, I am talking about an entire day. This is not just something that I can just do in 2 hours. I'm talking about from 5 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night in 2 hours. So yeah, it's a bit much of information, but the reason why I did this is so this way I can walk you guys through it. So that way, when I do go live with this, I don't have to keep talking about it. I can just walk through it with you and we can actually do the next step of the behind the scenes and you get to see me implement these things. So this way you can walk through it with me, like you're not alone going through this. For those of you who are interested in, pushing social media a lot. I know for TikTok, we've been getting like inundated with all this information. Hey, Poppin' Coach.
Hey, it's 4:40.
And JC Elramos PC. Okay. So yeah, I am multi-streaming. And thank you again for the hearts. We're going to be going live at the gym here in a little while, at least on my TikTok. For those of you who are on my YouTube and my Twitch, come join me there. Cross-posting is another thing too. So, but yeah. Anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. And until I see you again, keep an eye out for my social media as well as keeping an eye out for when I'm live. And I will see you when I see you. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and kick off of YouTube.